G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League, and we're in Season 6. If you want to see my other games, I'll link to my other Great League games now and check some of those out. So I have been using Deoxys Defense, but I'm going to swap that out for Skarmory. So they're all running the recommended moves and all dual moved there, so nothing too surprising. The reason I'm swapping out Defense Deoxys for Skarmory is because I was having a bit of trouble with grass types, so wanted to have some a little bit more cover. So the things you don't want to see with a Skarmory that a Defense Deoxys can deal with a little bit better are Galvantula, so Stunfisk, so Galarian Stunfisk and Bastiodon. So any of the Stunfisks are bad against Skarmory, but it's more electric that's a problem. Bastion also not great. So on the lead they've got a Shadow Zapdos. So very interesting pick. And we do reach our charge move at the same time. So they're getting to Drill Peck at the same time as I'm getting to Fire Punch. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of trying to, in fact, I did that time do it again. So we'll get there at the same time. So this next time, instead of trying to go straight for the Fire Punch, what I'm going to do is try and over farm and get an extra fast move through, so then I can beat it to the next charge move. So I'm going to shield that up to match the shields, and then over farm just a little bit and then throw my own Fire Punch. And because I've got the extra move in, I'm going to be able to get to my next Fire Punch before they're able to get to their Drill Peck, which means they're down a shield and I've just won switch. So really good start there. And out comes the Galarian Stunfisk, but they swap into the Azumarill to catch the charge move, so that's really bad. But I will swap into Shadow Vic, and Shadow Vic will be able to take out an Azumarill with a shield, so they'll only get to one Ice Beam, and then you can just fast move farm them all the way down. Stunfisk is coming through, or comes back, and then straight up throw the Leaf Blade. Does about, just under 50% damage, and then get a little bit of lag, unfortunately, and then they're able to take me out. So I come back in with the Diggersby, just because I was hoping to try and catch a move, but not to be. Come in with the Skarmory to farm down. Really not a good position for them to be in, even though Galarian Stunfisk wins that matchup hard when they've got such little health versus all the health in the world from Skarmory. It is a good game, so able to take game number 1. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So for Diggersby on the lead, you do want to see, what you don't want to see is a grass, and water is your worst, and fighting. And there we go. So Surfetched on the lead for them. Really not good because it has access to both grass and fighting charge moves. So Leaf Blade comes through, and it's going to be super effective. So really bad for me. Really, really bad. They let that go. I'm going to look to try and catch a Leaf Blade on the Skarmory, but instead they swap out and I meet Bastiodon, so a really, really hard wall. So far, this is not going well. So really, really not going well for me. Bastiodon into Skarmory is just abysmal. This thing is able to absolutely just go to town. So you're going to come back out here with the Diggersby. And the reason for that is because obviously I don't want my Diggersby's not got a very good matchup against the Surfetched anyway, so don't want to bring out the Shadow Vic. So going to throw a Fire Punch and try and bait out a shield. They are really not shielding up this Bastiodon, so what are you going to do? Should have thrown a Earthquake earlier on, but obviously didn't. So come out with the Shadow Vic, and let's see what they've got. And they've got a Hypno in the back. So they've got me countered perfectly for every single match. And sometimes that happens, so don't get too frustrated about it. So absolutely outstanding counter in Surfetched, outstanding counter in Bastiodon, and then Confusion user in Hypno to take out the Shadow Vic. Just absolutely, yeah, hard-walled. So Cresselia on the lead. I swap into my Skarmory. They're a little bit slow to the swap into their Diggersby, so the extra energy I have for the charge move, energy for charge moves, might make a difference in the end of this match. So I'm going to let this one go, and we'll see what they want to do. So Fire Punch comes through. That's fine. Going to overfarm halfway through to get to a Sky Attack, and the reasons for that is because I don't want them to be able to count my moves before they throw, and that allows me, so they've shielded up once and allows me to get to another Sky Attack, and they've double shielded the Diggersby. So they do have a lot of extra energy here. So I will hopefully be able to take them out, and not able to take them out before they're able to get to the charge move. It is the Earthquake, so really good shield there. Would have absolutely one-shot, I'm fairly sure, the Victory Bell, and a little bit of lag there, which is not great. Cresselia comes back out. No shield because it is going to be either Grass Knot or Moonblast. I was hoping for Grass Knot, would have done less damage. And let's see if I can farm them down. Oh, not quite able to farm them down. Have to use my shield. Moonblast comes through again. So maybe they only have one move on that. And then here comes the Shadow Machamp. So this is not looking good for me. Not ideal for the Diggersby. As you can see, Cross Chop does a lot of damage, especially from the Shadow variant. My Fire Punch, not quite enough to take them out, but I'm able to fast move them down before they KO me. So 1 HP, 2 HP at most, and I'm able to win the third match, able to take that one, which is a good game. So we'll jump into the next one. As you can see, I'm an ace trainer, just below 2300, and so we'll see if we can improve that. So into the next one, into Skarmory, and obviously we're starting on equal energy. So this should go differently to the Skarmory match that I had in the last game, because the Skarmory doesn't have a massive energy lead. So just going to throw those Fire Punches straight away. I'm not going to overfarm very much at all. And the reason for that is because I don't want them to catch energy on another Pokemon. So I should have overfarmed because they caught the Fire Punch on the Azumarill. Really bad for me. Again, for this matchup, it's one shield, and then I'm able to farm them down all the way. And then out comes the Skarmory. The problem is I had to shield, otherwise it would KO me, but at the same time, the Skarmory was always going to come out, and I've just got so much energy for them to farm down, which is really unfortunate. I'll come back out with my Skarmory because I want to soak up some of this damage. They'll probably have back-to-back. There we go. Sky Attacks, which they do. And it's going to be putting me in a really tricky spot. So they've got the Shiftry coming out, and them catching the energy from the Fire Punch onto their Azumarill is really coming in handy for them, because I could have thrown a move straight away and they would have had to use a shield. Instead, now they can save their shield for that charge move instead. So one, throwing that energy on the Azumarill, and two, being slow to the swap out for Diggersby, allowing them to get to that Leaf Blade before I could get to my Fire Punch, really lost me that game. I wanted to save my energy for the Skarmory if it came back out, but obviously I wasn't able to get there, and they took that game. So really good swap from them to catch the Fire Punch. Unfortunate, it lost me the game. It won them the game, so good going. So we've got Wigglytuff on the lead, and my strategy with Wigglytuff, I know I can get to 2 Fire Punches and an Earthquake if I shield up one of their moves, their charge moves. So I throw the Fire Punch to start with. If I don't get a shield, I will charge up to the Earthquake again and throw the Fire Punch, and I will usually get a shield. So was able to get a shield that time. I will shield this one up, and then I can get to an Earthquake before they're able to get to another charge move or fast move farm me down, and we'll see if we grab a second shield. No shield, and I'm able to take them out. So out comes the Umbreon, and I want to throw my Fire Punch as quickly as possible just because I know this thing gets the charge moves fairly quickly. But as it turns out, it probably looks like they are going to farm me down here, so get to another Fire Punch. Because they've definitely got energy for probably back-to-back foul plays now. But because of that, I'm able to get to 3 Fire Punches and get this thing below 50% health. So that's really massive. I'm going to come out with the Skarmory because I need to soak this damage. And then when it gets close to being dead, I might go for a quick swap into Shadow Vic to get a little bit of an energy head start on whatever is in the back. So the foul play comes through, I charge up energy, I've got enough for a Brave Bird, I've got enough for a Sky Attack, so I'll be able to switch that in. So out comes, a Alolan Marowak, so that's really bad for these two. So I have got energy on the Skarmory, so I'm going to have to use it. I shielded that up because they had, I was worried about the Bone Club coming through, not the Bone Club, the Shadow Bone, but they double Bone Club me, and can I get to a Leaf Blade? I get there, but don't get a chance to throw it, and they've got energy. I've got no shield. This is looking really bad. It is a Bone Club, and because I'm flying, it does absolutely no damage. I get to my Sky Attack and take them out. So absolute 1 HP and got the win, so happy days. Able to go 3 and 2 as you saw in that set, and we'll jump into the next set. Again, running with the same the team, good old Diggersby with Skarmory and Shadow Vic in the back. So let's see if we can get some good matchups. So Galvantula on the lead is really good, and then swap into Azumarill. We all know how this matchup works, except for there's the lag, so that's not looking good. They get to their Ice Beam, we get more lag, and unfortunately they get to a second Ice Beam, which should not happen. I wasn't slow on the swap, so yeah, just really frustrating. They're able to get to 2, and that wastes me a shield. So let's see if I can come back from the shield deficit. This would be the equivalent of winning this game with a shield in the bag. So let's see if it can be done. So it's going to come through with the charge move. Lunge is going to take me out here. And there it is. So Lunge debuffs and also KOs me. And out comes the Stun Fist. So I realize here Skarmory is useless against these two. So I'm going to have to sack it. Let's see if I can. So there's the swap. Oh, there's the move. Is it? Boom. It's Earthquake. Absolute excellent sack. And it just wastes all of that energy. Gonna let this go. Obviously, I've got no shields anyway. But gonna look to Brave Bird here because it will do a little bit more damage. And it will hopefully mean that they can... well, I was hoping that they would charge me down instead of swap out and fast move farm me down, which means they get a lunge in on the Diggersby before I get to my flame Fire Punch. I undercharge that way too much, and that is a huge, huge error. Because now they get the chance to get to another charge move, and they debuff me further, and they're still got too much health for me to be able to fully farm, to fast move farm them down, so I have to throw energy. So that was horrible, horrible play. Never do it. Just charge that thing down as quickly as possible, keep your health, and then move into the Stunfisk. So thankfully, I am resistant to the Rock Slide. I'm able to get to the Earthquake and take it out with, again, 1 HP and an absolute dream. So really bad play there. Learn from that, don't do it. I was very lucky to get away with it. So not only the horrible, horrible play, but also got a nice little bit of lag that got rid of a shield for me at the start. So able to just sneak a win through there, but it was tough going. So on this one, we've got Swampert on the lead, so not ideal for me. So I'm going to swap straight into Skarmory and see what we get. So out comes a Galarian Stunfisk. So again, not a good matchup for Skarmory. You don't like to see it. So going to charge up to almost 2 Sky Attacks there, and we'll see if we can grab a shield, because they might think we've got a little bit stronger move, but obviously no one in their right mind is ever going to shield up a Skarmory versus a Galarian Stunfisk if they don't have to. So out comes another Rock Slide, I imagine, because Earthquake would be horrible against Skarmory. And then there's the next Rock Slide, and this should be taking me out. It doesn't quite take me out, so I do get to my Sky Attack, which is outstanding. It does mean that they're not going to have very much I'm not going to have much health to farm from the Diggersby, but that's absolutely fine. I'm going to let this charge move go through, expect it to be the Rock Slide. It is, and it does no damage whatsoever. I look to farm up as much energy as I can. Out comes the Shadow. Out comes my Shadow Vic to try and take out their Swampert before they can swap, but they were quick to the swap, so able to keep that alive. So they've got 2 shields, so I'm going to go straight for the Acid Spray. They are going to shield this up, and it does mean that my Razor Leafs are going to be doing more damage, and I want to be able to take this thing out before it can get to a 3rd Flash Cannon. So there's the 2. Can I take it out before it gets to a 3rd Flash Cannon? Yes, I can. So that's got to have been very, very close. So I'm going to throw this charge move. I know they're going to shield this up, but that's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to try and catch a move on my Diggersby, which I'm able to do. I caught the Sludge Wave, obviously. Poison onto ground. Really not good good time. So that's an absolute outstanding catch. Even if it was the Hydro, I was fine with it. I had move save. They had to take that thing out quickly. So happy days, able to take that win with that outstanding swap to catch the Sludge Wave. Just absolute rage quit by the opponent there. Into the next one, and we've got Altaria on the lead. So Altaria leading is a really big trouble for this team, to be completely honest, because I can't swap into I can't swap into Skarmory because they'll just swap out, and then I've got Diggersby and a Shadow Vic to try and take out a Altaria. So I just have to sack Diggersby here, do as much damage as I can, don't shield up anything, let them go to town on me, and then we'll see what we do. So hopefully they decide to throw their energy and don't fully commit to the fast move farm down. But if they commit to the fast move farm down, which they did unfortunately, I've got Skarmory that will be able to soak that damage. So whether they are running, well, Sky Attacks or they want to try and Dragon Pulse me, either way, they're not going to be very effective against Skarmory. So they're farming up getting close to another Sky Attack, so I want to throw mine just to either force the shield or take them out. So able to take them out because they decide not to shield, and then I swap into my Shadow Vic onto the Azumarill, and they swap into their Defense Deoxys. So here, they've got 2 shields, so they're going to shield whatever comes, so I want to get my Acid Spray out as quickly as possible. If I can get my Acid Spray out, it will mean that if they don't shield, all perfect. It means that they will not get to a Rock Slide before I can fast move farm them down. So not able to get to the Rock Slide means I've got a shield for the Shadow Vic onto the Azumarill, and it means that I can farm down the Azumarill without having to throw a charge move. So happy days, able to take that game. And that's the big play there, was not throwing the Leaf Blade, throwing the Acid Spray, because even though Leaf Blade would have KO'd, they had 2 shields, they were always going to use one, and that debuff allowed me to fast move farm them down so they couldn't get another charge move off. So in this one, we've got Swampert on the lead, into Diggersby, so I swap out into my Skarmory, and they're staying in with their Swampert. So they've finally swapped out, and it is a Skarmory. So I have got a lot of extra energy, but obviously they've got a lot of extra health. So there goes the first Sky Attack, and there goes the second Sky Attack, and we're got them into the yellow already. So I'm going to let them take me out here. So I'm hoping this Sky Attack is enough. Unfortunately, that gives them the opportunity to farm me down, but because it's just too much, I'm able to get to another Sky Attack, which takes them down very, very low. So looking good for me here, but they do have lots of energy. So I'm going to come in with the Diggersby to soak up this energy as best I can. So Sky Attack coming through and not going to shield because I don't want health on Diggersby for the Swampert matchup. So Swampert is going to come out and take me out. So going to let this one go. Hydro Cannon's going to come through. And then I'm going to try and do a fast swap into my Shadow Vic, but they've got a Hypno. So we simultaneously swap into our Pokemon, and they've got a very good counter. So you never want to see confusions into Shadow Vic. It just gets absolutely shredded by Confusion and Hypno, so not good. So on the lead for this one, we've got Bastiodon. Out comes the Shadow Vic, so chances are this is the Grass Hole team, which I've also used in the past, so you can check those out if you want. I'll link to those now. And it's a very, very strong team. Here, I'm going to let them farm me down a little bit, because I know that Bastiodon is coming back out. Bastiodon is going to come out here. So I'm just going to let some of my switch clock count down. So that's fine. Going to throw the Sky Attack and throw another one. And also wanted less energy, well, less farm for them. So they couldn't just completely farm me down here. I'm going to come out with the Diggersby here, so no need to shield this. I'm assuming it's going to be a flamethrower. It is, but it does absolutely no damage. Absolutely fine with that. So they come through with the... There goes the Earthquake. They swap in, and there's the second Razor Leaf user. This is absolutely fine. They realise this is a good game, so leave that one there. So really good game there, and able to go 4-1 in that set. So really good, and able to get an Eevee as the reward. So let's see. Oof. I would like to blame the jump there for that ridiculous throw, but it was just a bit of a brick. We'll see if I can do better this time, and there's the Excellent. So really good there, getting the Excellent. Obviously, they're worth 1,000 XP now, so happy days. So hopefully that was useful for someone. We'll see what that does to my rating. So from 2307 to 2352, so gradually getting up there. Want to break the 2500 to rank up. Hopefully we can get there. So hopefully that was useful for someone. Hopefully you're also doing all right in Season 6. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.